Welcome to our countdown of the top 10 most horrific crash landings in aviation history. From the pioneering days of flight, mankind has taken to the skies, seeking to conquer vast distances and connect with the world. But, as with any great endeavor, there are inherent risks, and the history of aviation is tragically punctuated by moments of profound loss. These tragic events have left an indelible mark on the world of aviation and serve as somber reminders of the importance of safety in the skies. Join me as we pay tribute to the lives lost and explore the complexities of these aviation disasters. March 27, 1977. Tenerife Island, a popular tourist destination in the Canary Islands, was shrouded in a dense fog, severely limiting visibility. On that fateful day, two Boeing 747 jumbo jets, KLM Flight 4805 and Pan Am Flight 1736, found themselves diverted to Los Rodeos Airport due to a bomb threat at their original destination. The airport, ill-equipped to handle such large aircraft in such conditions, became a scene of chaos. With the runway shrouded in fog, communication difficulties arose between the KLM crew and the air traffic control tower. Misinterpreted instructions and a tragically timed decision by the KLM captain led to a fatal error. As the KLM flight attempted to take off, it collided with the Pan Am aircraft taxiing down the same runway. The impact was catastrophic. The KLM 747, fully fueled for its transatlantic journey, erupted into flames, killing all 248 souls on board. The Tenerife Airport disaster, with a combined death toll of 583, remains the deadliest accident in aviation history. August 12, 1985. High above the skies of Japan, Japan Airlines Flight 123, a Boeing 747, was on a routine domestic flight from Tokyo to Osaka. On board were 524 passengers and crew, unaware that a catastrophic event was about to unfold. 12 minutes into the flight, a sudden and violent decompression occurred, tearing away a large portion of the aircraft's rear section. The cause, a faulty repair performed 7 years prior, had weakened the aircraft's rear pressure bulkhead. This catastrophic failure led to the loss of hydraulic fluid, rendering the aircraft's control surfaces almost useless. For 32 agonizing minutes, the pilots fought valiantly to control the crippled 747, attempting to navigate through mountainous terrain towards an emergency landing. Tragically, their efforts were in vain. The aircraft, oscillating wildly, crashed into Mount Takamagahara. The crash of Japan Airlines Flight 123, with 520 fatalities, remains the deadliest single aircraft accident in history. June 23, 1985. The world watched in horror as news broke of a horrific act of terrorism. Air India Flight 182, a Boeing 747 en route from Montreal to London and then on to Delhi, vanished from radar screens over the North Atlantic. The aircraft, carrying 329 souls, men, women and children, disintegrated mid-air, scattering debris over a wide area off the coast of Ireland. The investigation revealed a chilling truth. A bomb, planted by Sikh extremists, had detonated in the forward cargo hold, causing a catastrophic explosion. The bombing of Air India Flight 182, with no survivors, remains the deadliest act of aviation terrorism, involving a Boeing 747 and the deadliest terrorist attack in Canadian history. It led to significant changes in airport security measures, including enhanced baggage screening and passenger profiling. July 17, 2014. The world watched in disbelief as a civilian airliner, Malaysia Airlines Flight 17, was shot down over eastern Ukraine. The Boeing 777, en route from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur, was cruising at 33,000 feet, a seemingly safe altitude, when tragedy struck. A surface-to-air missile, fired from territory controlled by pro-Russian separatists, struck the aircraft, causing it to break apart in mid-air. All 298 passengers and crew, representing numerous nationalities, perished. The downing of MH17 sent shockwaves through the international community, escalating tensions between Russia and the West. The tragedy highlighted the devastating human cost of conflict and the need for greater international cooperation to protect civilian aircraft operating in or near conflict zones. November 28, 1979. A routine sightseeing flight over Antarctica, Air New Zealand Flight 901, turned into an unimaginable tragedy. The McDonnell Douglas DC-10, carrying 237 passengers and 20 crew, crashed into the side of Mount Erebus, an active volcano shrouded in clouds. The impact, at an altitude of approximately 1,500 feet, was catastrophic. There were no survivors. The subsequent investigation revealed a series of errors and misjudgments that contributed to the disaster. A last-minute change to the flight plan, coupled with a navigational error, had placed the aircraft on a collision course with the mountain. The disaster led to significant changes in aviation safety regulations, particularly for flights operating in polar regions. March 3, 1974. Shortly after takeoff from Paris, Turkish Airlines Flight 981, a McDonnell Douglas DC-10 experienced a catastrophic failure. A poorly secured cargo door blew open, causing a sudden decompression that ripped away a section of the cabin floor. The loss of pressure severed critical control cables, rendering the aircraft uncontrollable. The DC-10, now a plummeting wreck, crashed into the Ermenonville forest near Paris, killing all 346 people on board. The investigation revealed a design flaw in the DC-10's cargo door latching mechanism, a flaw that had been identified earlier but not adequately addressed. The tragedy led to significant design modifications in the DC-10 and other wide-body aircraft, highlighting the importance of rigorous safety standards. May 25, 1979. At Chicago's O'Hare International Airport, American Airlines Flight 191, a McDonnell Douglas DC-10 bound for Los Angeles, was cleared for takeoff. As the aircraft lifted off the runway, disaster struck. The left engine, its pylon weakened by improper maintenance procedures, separated from the wing, causing a catastrophic loss of lift. The DC-10, now uncontrollable, rolled sharply to the left and crashed into a field near the airport. The impact at high speed was unsurvivable. All 271 people on board, along with 2 people on the ground, perished. The investigation revealed a systemic failure in maintenance procedures and a lack of proper oversight, highlighting the critical importance of human factors in aviation safety. May 25, 2002. High above the Taiwan Strait, China Airlines Flight 611, a Boeing 747, en route from Taipei to Hong Kong, disintegrated in mid-air. The aircraft, carrying 225 passengers and crew, broke apart at an altitude of 35,000 feet, scattering debris over a wide area. The investigation revealed a catastrophic structural failure. A faulty repair performed 22 years earlier had weakened the aircraft's tail section, leading to metal fatigue and an eventual in-flight breakup. The tragedy highlighted the importance of long-term aircraft maintenance and the need for rigorous inspection protocols to detect hidden damage. September 2, 1998. Off the coast of Nova Scotia, Canada, Swiss Air Flight 111, a McDonnell Douglas MD-11 en route from New York City to Geneva, disappeared from radar screens. The aircraft, carrying 229 passengers and crew, had reported smoke in the cockpit, indicating a possible fire. As the pilots attempted to make an emergency landing at Halifax International Airport, the situation deteriorated rapidly. The fire, which had originated in the aircraft's entertainment system, spread quickly, engulfing the cockpit and disabling critical flight controls. The MD-11, now uncontrollable, crashed into the Atlantic Ocean, killing all on board. The investigation revealed a number of factors that contributed to the tragedy, including flammable materials used in the aircraft's construction and the rapid spread of the fire. September 1, 1983. In the midst of the Cold War, Korean Airlines Flight 007, a Boeing 747 en route from New York City to Seoul, strayed into Soviet airspace. The aircraft, carrying 269 passengers and crew, was on a routine flight path when a series of navigational errors led it off course. Soviet air defense forces, mistaking the civilian airliner for a US reconnaissance aircraft, fired 2 air-to-air missiles, one of which struck the 747's tail section. The aircraft, crippled but still somewhat controllable, remained airborne for several minutes before crashing into the Sea of Japan. There were no survivors. The downing of KAL 007 sent shockwaves through the world, escalating tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union to a fever pitch. The tragedy highlighted the dangers of miscalculation and miscommunication during the Cold War. These 10 tragedies, etched in the annals of aviation history, serve as somber reminders of the fragility of life and the importance of vigilance in the pursuit of safer skies. Each disaster, unique in its circumstances, has taught us valuable lessons about the importance of human factors, the need for robust safety regulations, and the constant quest for technological advancements. As we remember the victims, their families, and the countless lives touched by these tragedies, let us also acknowledge the resilience of the human spirit. From the ashes of disaster, we have learned, adapted, and emerged stronger, striving to make the skies a safer place for all. Thank you for joining me on this difficult but necessary journey. Let us honor the memory of those lost by continuing to prioritize safety and strive for excellence in all aspects of aviation. Thank you for watching and stay safe.